Hi everyone and welcome to One Six Figure Focus, and you're very welcome to this first ever episode of a brand new set of live streams that I'm doing called Visions, where every single episode I'll talk to a different collector, different member of the collecting community, and we'll discuss and explore the past, the present, and the future of their collecting journey. Now, as this is the first pilot episode, it has to be a special one, so therefore we have to have a particularly special guest. I've chosen this particular member because I have a lot of respect for him. He is a fantastic member of the community. He loves the Dark Knight trilogy. So I'm going to bring him in. It's KG Collector. But before we come in here, I just have to mention the following terms are unfortunately barred in the chat because they will trigger him. So you are not allowed to say Zendaya, Timothée Chalamet, the phrase 10%, or no reference to the movies Dune. Thank you. Sorry, mate.
Well said. Well said. I mean that what an entrance. What an intro. Yeah. I'm so glad to be here today. And as being your first guest, I'm honored and I can't wait to see what this series entails for more collectors to join in. So cannot wait.
I think you've frozen there, have you?
Did I freeze? Hello? Did I freeze? Hold on.
I think we've lost KG. All right, back in again.
Am I good now?
I think we lost you there for a second. Yeah, I can hear you now. Sorry, you were saying?
I was just going to say, as being your first guest is a huge honor, and I can't wait what this series entails over the future. So I can't wait to see more collectors, people in the chat who are doing YouTube and joining your, interviews, because I love seeing people's journey as a collector and how they collect, what's their strategy. So cannot wait for the series to keep going. So glad to be here.
Appreciate that, man. I tend to agree. Like that's like I love hearing. There's two types of videos I'll watch any day of the week. One is, well, there's actually three types. I love any sort of pre-order preview, and obviously the unboxings, they kind of go without saying. But I love a good collection tour, and I like a good story about how someone went down the slippery slope that is 1/6 scale collecting. What was the first one? How did they lie to themselves? Just one.
Right.
Oh, you know what? That would go with this one. We get the villain. Next thing you have something behind me, but anyway, so we'll briefly address the chat and then we'll outline how this is going to work. We'll probably go for an hour, and if we're feeling it and things are good, might go a bit longer, and if people engage in the chat as well. So first of all, we've got Triple G. How are you?
Hello.
We've got 9 in the chat so far. If you want to chime in there, folks. We got William Owens, again, another staple in the collecting community. DT Artman, how are you? Figurassic Park, like this guy's photography. Have you seen this guy's photography?
Oh my God, it's insane. It's phenomenal work. It's amazing.
It just blows my mind how that we have these like really lifelike, shrunken down 1/6 scale people that look lifelike enough, but yet a good photographer, and the next thing you're going, is that actually them? And you have to double take.
My God. It's insane. Like, watching, I love seeing photographers, and seeing photographers, you're like, is that a real person? No, that's a figure. And it's insane. That's why we buy them. It's that hyper-realistic sculpt. So
100%. We all remember those, like that first kind of head sculpt we saw going, how? I just don't, I don't understand how someone has that talent and skill and engineering to sculpt them and make a drop-down version of like Robert Downey Jr. or
it's phenomenal work.
Reeves, whoever. It is phenomenal.
It's phenomenal work.
Ryan Smith, I believe he's a diehard Batman fan. 6 scale scavengers. I think he's a UK based. Maybe I'm way out there, but Brandon Salad, again, another absolute staple in the community. You have to say the community is awesome. I know people make jokes and say sometimes it gets toxic, whatever. I genuinely think that 99% of the community are 100% positive, and then there's that 1% are just the loudest. So we've got H Green is here, or Commander Green. That's actually, I can totally see why he changed his nickname. I think Bob Dylan influenced him. Rodriguez, how are you doing? Hello there. It seems to be the phrase. And we've got Fizerassic Park again. Thank you. Really appreciate it. Listen, it's the way it is. So just to outline, this is obviously episode 1 of Visions. Tomorrow I'm going to have Mario on for episode 2. But look, we'll concentrate. Yeah. Today is KG's evening, and it's all about his journey, his past, present, and future. Now, you might be thinking, like, what can you tell about his future? But, like, being a collector, you know how it starts, and we're going to find out how it started for KG and from where that first figure to how he got to where he is now and how he displays and things like that. But you
Yeah.
do start thinking of sustainability. So a lot of people do come up with a plan for the future. You know, maybe you're going to sell things, maybe you're going to rotate your collection, maybe you're going to get module cases, whoever. But like that's for KG to explain to us. So we're going to get through three different sections: the past, the present, and the future. Now, every time, just to shake things up a bit and make it a little bit more interesting, and the chat can get involved. This every time you hear this, it's time for a focus question. So in every episode, there's going to be 5 focus questions. I wrote down a bank of questions over the last week, and I've selected 5 tailored here for KG. And some will be repeated, some not so much. But I've got 5 questions here, and KG doesn't know what I'm going to ask him. I'm not going to debate with him because this is again his hour. So we want to his opinion and his answers and his thoughts. It's not really a debate, really. It's more like, I'm going to ask him a question. He gives us his thoughts, and of course, feel free to chime in the chat, which would be great as well. So the first thing we're going to start off is we're going to just bring up my banners, see if I don't look like total amateur hour here. Right. So I suppose we can get started. Really, I want to know your first figure. I want to know when you got it. I want to know what attracted you to it, what it was. Do you still have it? How did you get the money for it? Where did you buy it? Everything. Go for it.
He's right there. So it's a great question. So what my attraction started with Hot Toys was at a young age, actually, at a really young age. I was watching the toy reviews as a kid. You like toys, right? As a kid, you love playing with toys, and you want to see toy reviews on YouTube. And I came across a YouTuber named Sean Long on YouTube, and he did some amazing. He does 6-scale figures, toy, other scale figures. But when I saw this, I think it was Mark IV Iron Man, I was amazed by the detail. I'm like, where can you get this figure from? I had no clue. So the time passed on. Then Avengers Age of Ultron came out. Big film. Everybody thought Ultron's going to be a huge villain. And then I saw Captain America, the figure. And I was like, oh my God, I need to have this. This has to be in my life. And I saw Black Widow, Hawkeye, the Incredible Hulk. I saw Iron Man. I'm like, I need to have these. Until I look at the price. I'm like, hell no. Hell no. No. So I told myself that I do want these characters. I do want them. But I'm going to wait for the definitive versions of them. The last time we'll see them as these characters, together at least. So Endgame came out. Endgame blew us away. And I had to get these figures. But time passed by, COVID happened, and before COVID, actually, my first ever figure was The Last Jedi Kylo Ren. And how I got that money, well, me, I'm an actor, so I make money from that, and so things like that. So no, but
10%.
I'm 10% layout every time. Now it's jumping up to 15 now. So yeah,
Inflation,
but
man.
inflation, exactly. That's the thing. So I sold a lot of things in my house. I sell a lot of things, and I made a lot of money from that. And I bought my figures from just selling things, and it was that figure. The reason I was so drawn to it was Kylo Ren was my favorite Star Wars character at the time. I thought his character was such a great character. It's so consistent throughout the 3 films. I had to have him. And when I got him, you have no idea, Shane, like when you get that first figure in and you open it, that it's the presentation of it is just incredible. I have never dealt with, I never experienced this in my life. I was like, I have to get more. So when I first got that figure, I was like, this is my only figure. I'm not going to buy anything else. Well, you can see that there's more than one now. So then
I can quit whenever I like. I swear,
I
I'm
know.
cool. I'm cool.
Yeah. So during COVID, it was hard for many people, unemployment and things like that, and people dying. And then my second figure was actually the Thanos. And that Thanos right there, the Infinity War Thanos. And I was amazed by that. And then Zack Snyder's cut was going to come out, and I had to get all those figures in because I had a feeling that if I don't get these figures, I'm going to regret it. So I do have all of them right there. You can't see it, but
I see. You've got the trio.
yeah, so I had to get them all, and I'm glad I did because now they're going for crazy money. And the reason why I wanted to get them is because I want them to be all there while I'm watching the film. And it was a great film. I love the film. I don't know about you, Shane. Did you like the film or no?
No, not at all. Like
No.
I don't.
Okay.
I really didn't like. I I like the grittier DC films. Like obviously, look, no doubt we're going to reference the Dark Knight trilogy numerous
Yes.
times towards this conversation. Do you mean it's one of the
Right. It's
reasons why
just
we kind of get on so well?
right.
The likes of the Joker, even the new Batman. I did like Watchmen, but the kind of I actually really like Man of Steel, but I just found I like elements of Batman versus Superman, but I really didn't like the Justice or Justice League. It just
Right.
it fell flat for me. But I can understand why people,
Of course.
you know,
Of course.
like parts of it or it. You know.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's the thing too. I mean, I buy these figures off of nostalgia factor, and there has to be meaning towards because these are expensive figures, Shane. I mean,
Oh
these
yeah,
are not your 10, 20. Now it's like I think $30 for a 6-inch figure, which is insane now. I mean,
it's
it's a lot of
crazy.
money. And so I remember a time where I can buy those figures for like $6 at one
Mm.
point. Just to let you know, I still have them in the package. The 2007, I think I have the Batman, the Joker, the Joker Gang, and Scarecrow, the 6-inch figures from Mattel, all
All
packaged to
right.
the Dark Knight. So I have them all
Oh,
displayed. So because I love the Dark Knight so much, and that
that's
trilogy is
cool.
just my all-time favorite
There's
trilogy.
something cool
So
about carded figures too. There is
yeah,
something very
that's the
cool
thing.
about.
It's
I've
just
seen people
there's
like stick them all up on their wall. Like I think like wallpaper. It's
Well,
cool. Like.
Mario, I know Mario. Mario has a lot of those Kenner toys. Before he moved, he had a bunch of them on his wall. So you might see it in his video tomorrow, the
You
stream
know,
tomorrow. So
Mario just has he just has a good eye for displaying things.
he
Like
does.
I
He
think his module
absolutely
case setup
does.
is probably the best I've ever seen, and it's
Oh,
even the way he has it at an angle behind him, and the troopers. Like I'm a trooper collector, so I'm so biased, but
yeah,
yeah, just the way he has it displayed, it's really it's
it's
just
nice.
they don't look stuffed in there. You can he's
Yeah,
like but it doesn't look bare either. It's just the way he's angled them.
right.
But yeah,
Yeah,
I'm looking forward to that.
it's very
To,
clean look.
yeah,
It's a very clean looking
yeah.
shelf.
And
Yeah,
who did you buy it
go.
for? Sorry, who did you buy the Kylo Ren? Kylo Ren's your first one. Who did you
Yeah,
buy?
I
What
bought it from
company?
Sideshow. So Sideshow's like
All
I was
right.
really worried. I was like, oh my god, do I trust this website or not? And then
Mm,
when I got it in, a 2-day shipping because I'm originally from California. I'm here in Georgia for a little bit, but in California, I would get it they'd get it in 2 days, 2 days
yeah,
max, and it would be right there. And
gotcha.
so yeah, Sideshow's what I use to buy my figures from now on, and
Mm.
also other vendors in America. So yeah, that happened, and then Star Wars. They announced a lot of great Star Wars figures. For me, man, the Mandalorian came around, and like I had to get the OG Mando. I don't know. Do you own the OG Mando or no? Did you skip on that one?
Yeah, no,
He's
no
right. Oh, I
skipping on
see him. I
that.
see him. He's
It's
right
there
there.
in the
He's right
corner.
there. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
he's in the corner.
So that OG Mando, I think it was my first Star Wars figure. Oh no, sorry, no, I'm sorry. My second Star Wars figure. The Kylo Ren was my first, but the second Star Wars figure, absolutely blown away by it. I was just amazed by it, and so that's a problem. You're jumping different IPs now. You're like Star Wars, Marvel, DC, and it's hard to catch up now. I mean, I remember a time, I think even back then it was actually easier, Shane. It was because not a lot of stuff were being produced, so it was kind of easier for us to kind of
Pre
like
Mandalorian,
collect them all. Yeah, pre
like the
Mandalorian.
Mandalorian was like
Now, not so much. So you got
no
to really pick and choose. But then the best thing that happened. So before the DX19 dropped, I was like, I got to get Christian Bale Batman. I have to get it in my collection because that is a key character in my childhood. I had to get it. At that same night, like I think it was 5 minutes before I thought about it, they announced the DX19. And
nice.
I was blown. I was over the moon by it. I'm like, thank God I don't have to pay those aftermarket prices that they were asking for. So
And you wouldn't get as good a figure. Like and I know people rave about the army Batman, but I just from what I've seen, I don't think it's the same. And I can tell you
yeah,
straight out that the DX02 that I had, there's no comparison. Like no
I
comparison.
know you had the DXO too. I know you paid a little pretty
No.
penny for it too. So we make
Dark
mistakes. I
times.
mean, look, I've made a couple of mistakes. I mean, I guess you could say mistakes as far as losing deals. I mean, I remember a time there's an app called OfferUp. I'm not sure if you guys use it. There's an app called OfferUp where you kind of buy and resell things.
All right.
And there was this great deal on a DX09 Michael Keaton Batman. It was brand new, 300 shipped, and somebody bought it after me. So I was like, oh, that's great. So,
Yeah.
but yeah, and you have that. So yeah, and then I finally got my Avengers team ready. So I got my OG6 because to me, man, like I look at this collection as like I said before, a nostalgia memory thing,
Yeah.
and I buy things off of that, and I'm sure you do too.
100%. Yeah.
And I look at it not value as far as money, but value into the meaning of it. Like, is it going to be a figure that I need and will stay in the collection for a long time? Because right now, what you see here are figures I don't plan on selling. That's because I make good
We're
choices
very
with
similar.
figures.
Yeah. Yeah. Something enters the collection, I feel that I don't want to sell it. If something enters my collection, it's something that I intend on having long term. Like,
Right.
the only actual figures that I've sold are figures that I've anticipated new versions coming out.
Right.
I sold a Joker. I actually sold my first 2 ever Hot Toys, which was the Batman from the Dark Knight, but it was the Batman Begins suit he has at the start of the film, and I think it was the first version of the Heath Ledger Joker. I sold it to them, and the DX19 and surely the in-air version, fingers crossed, will be
huge
an
upgrades.
upgrade.
You'll get
definitely the DX19 is certainly like, and we're not sure about the other one yet, which brings us to god, sorry.
No worries.
Sorry, 1 second. Shut up, Shane. Sorry, I'm
no
here.
worries.
I had the stream and I'm trying to check something. I was trying to open things.
Of
course. That brings us to this. Okay, so this is the first focus question. The chat, we will address the chat as well after KG has his chimes in on this. So just in case you've just joined us, this is episode 1 of Visions, where every single episode, I'll be just having a chat with a member of the collecting community. Doesn't necessarily have to be a YouTuber. It could be someone in the chat there as well. If you want to reach out to me on Instagram, if you're interested in doing this at some stage, where we delve into the past, present, and the future of a collector and their journey. But just to spice things up, really, there's 5 focus cues. So we call them focus questions. There's 5 of them. KG doesn't know what they are. And they're kind of just thrown out. So every time you hear the buzzer or the Django bomb, everyone's favorite sound in the Star Wars. But actually, that's very presumptuous. Star Wars has amazing sound effects, but that is,
it does.
I think
it really does.
Everyone has a soft spot for that one.
Yeah,
you know?
It's one of the best sound effects. It's one of the best sound effects.
The first focus question, and again, like, I'm not going to debate you on this. This is your thoughts. What's your opinion on Toys Wonderland? Go.
Oof. We were. I know. I will. So, me and Riley and we were talking this on our Wonder Twins live stream last night about Hong Kong pre-orders, and for me, I think it's your money. You can do whatever you want. You can buy things at whatever you want. To me, I don't trust it, because if I pay something double, right? And that's great. I get it shipped very fast. But if there's a problem with a figure, that becomes an issue. And then you have to ship it back. From what I've heard, you have to pay for shipping to ship it back. And so you can get like a month to get a new replacement. So it's like, do you really want to go through that hassle? And, people like even outside of, America might not have that option. So they have to go through Toys Wonderland. And I understand that. I completely understand that. So for people who are, local to Sideshow, who trust Sideshow, who, that's where they buy from, I think that's the best place. Or go through your mom and pop shops, like some shops that sell hot toys. Go through there, because they can at least get you a replacement, whereas Toys Wonderland, I don't know. I mean, for me, I don't buy from Hong Kong unless it's like a third party thing item, like a head sculpt or a third party figure. Then I have to go through Hong Kong. A great website's Tina's Figures for people who want to go check it out. It's really great. But yeah, for me personally, like, I think I'm pretty much in a comfortable position where I buy from local, which is Sideshow, and other vendors out there in America. So what Toys Wonderland is doing right now, like they're trying to show the attraction of the price, because right now they're lowering prices right now just to get more consumers to buy from their website. It's because now with Sideshow getting their figures in pretty soon, like, oh shoot, now we got to bring these prices down. So, because nobody's going to pay that pretty penny for it anymore. So that's my opinion. I mean, I think it's great. I think it's a great option for people who cannot buy from Sideshow. They can go through these websites.
Yeah, cool. I like how honest you are. I appreciate that. We agree on a lot, but we definitely disagree on that. But I'm not going to debate you on it, because that's not the purpose of today's live stream. But thank you for that. So that's 1 of 5 focus questions. There are 4 more left. Quick check in the chat. Okay, so right on both accounts. Ryan Smith, I knew he was big Batman fan and from the UK. So bit of chat here. Loco is everywhere.
Loco. He's
He
everywhere.
sees you when you're sleeping.
I know.
He's everywhere, man. How are you doing, man? Loco, you're good.
Thanks for coming on.
Probably the most positive person in the collecting
Oh, yeah.
community.
Oh, 100%.
You got a new sub there, Triple G
Oh, thank you
Comics,
so
I
much.
believe
Thank
from
you.
Scotland.
Oh,
Folks,
wow.
if you haven't subscribed to KG, just change the banner there. I have his
Thank you.
Instagram tag and his YouTube. So it's KG Collector and Instagram is KG_collector. There it's there. And I'll leave that banner there while I address the chat.
Thank you.
So going back to the comments there. I just love when people actually, first of all, turn up and second of all, engage.
Yeah.
I love the first Iron Man movie and then found the Hot Toys Mark 1 I had together. I love the way William Owens is answering the question too and gets kind of playing along with the same questions
Yeah,
that
that's
I'm
great.
asking KG. That's, yeah, man, the Iron Mans are so attractive. Like, I that
They
Mark
are.
6 behind me. It's going nowhere. The
I'm
Mark 6.
jealous.
That's the
I
shit.
am
This is
jealous.
theirs.
I need
This is
that.
going nowhere. It's going to be reissued, man. I think it's going to be reissued.
Yeah.
Mario's case behind him looks so good, so good. Yeah, he's got an eye, man.
Yeah.
Are you getting the Batman Begins figure?
That one
To
I'm
be
kind of
honest,
indecisive.
you
Like,
go.
I don't know. I really don't know because I don't like the prototype. It's the same original figure. I really hope they fix it, but with Hot Toys' track record, I don't think they're gonna fix anything in that figure. They're just like, oh, here's a new figure and you get it if
Yeah,
you want. You know.
the funny duck face with the funny
Ooh.
face he does. Like Christian Bale does some funny faces during the fight scene, so they're kind of emulate that. But the one
Yeah.
pose that I'm talking about, there was no need for the photographer to include that. Who said that was a good idea? But I will say it was Dean Knight pointed it
Yeah.
out,
Dana
and
is a
he was
huge.
not happy with that at all. I watched
I
it,
know.
and I watched his kind of thoughts on the pre-order preview, and he's dead right. That these things
Yeah.
they're not in the right position, and now
They're
I
not.
can't unsee it.
I know.
And if I was to get it, because I did sell, I know I have the DX19, but I actually sold the original suit. I don't have a representation of the original suit.
Right.
So if I was to get it, I'd probably display it in the first night out. One with the head sculpt, him holding the balaclava, with the you can display it with the first night out look.
Yeah, you can. Yeah.
So I think that'd be sweet.
Yeah.
Blitz, I'm late, but I'm speed. I keep it short, not having good experience with Toys Wonderland. I prefer sideshows, even with delays. Yeah, I definitely not gonna. I'm not gonna debate with KG about it. I personally never had a bad experience with him, but I did have one.
Okay.
But they fixed that. But I know I accept his points, and I can see how other people would see that point of view. But I mean, I received a broken, battle damaged Iron Man and Sideshow Solid. Yeah, Sideshow's aftercare service is
It's great.
second to none. Second to none. My second fig was Keaton Batman earlier this year. Keaton Batman.
Wow.
Whoa, you must have been taking out a loan for that one, Triple G.
I know.
It's the G word, isn't it? Toys
Yeah,
One and that has some great prices. Customer service is horrendous. Yeah. Ryan Smith just subbed to KG.
Thank you. Thank you
there
so
should
much.
be at least so that means there's 13 people in the chat. 2 have subbed. Assuming the other have already subbed, that's why they haven't subbed, or maybe they will. And there is Keith. Keith is from Ireland
Hello.
too. Keith, we may be going to Star Wars Celebration next year. Watch this.
Oh,
space.
you guys are lucky. So,
yeah. Never been. I was checking the price of hotels yesterday. Oh my God, I might be bringing a tent. So I'm actually, just before we go into the present, because we've dealt with the past of KG's journey. So just before we go into the present, we move on to the next stage. So the second focus. This is a quick one.
Sure.
So the second focus question out of 5, really quick one. Who is your go-to Hot Toys retailer? So who do you buy most of your Hot Toys from?
Well, majority right now I buy it from Sideshow, but I'm slowly catering to, because I want to help these mom and pop shops. I really do, because they need business, and I buy mines now. I think I'm going to start pre-ordering from a place called Comic Concepts. They are located in in America, specifically Georgia, Atlanta.
That's
Great customer
Josh's place, yeah.
service. Josh, great guy. He's a great guy. You can go through Instagram.
Undercuts the prices as well, doesn't he? Offers
Yeah, it's
pretty
like
competitive prices.
10, $15 off. But you do
Yeah.
pay 20% in NRD, so you do have that. But you do great customer service, and they'll package your stuff, which is great. Love that. I
Yeah.
mean, I had a great experience with him when I got my classic suit Spidey. Are you picking that up, Shane, or no?
Classic suit Spidey. Is that the one with the from the game?
Yeah, you picking that up? Or are
No,
you
I rule out stuff from the games. I'm not a gamer.
Okay.
And they look fantastic, but I automatically rule stuff out from games in the same way that I rule stuff out from Clone Wars. Can't have everything. Just have
Sure.
to stay
Yeah.
in a lane. Not
Got to
going
stay
down.
in the lane. Yeah. So yeah, I mean, I was amazed because he would double package it. So I believe it's him and his mom, I believe, that are running the website. And when I opened the package, it had a free comic book inside and a note that
That's
says
cool.
thank you for trusting with your business, and hopefully you can order more through our website. I'm like, it's just such a nice gesture, and I
Yeah.
like him. I really like him. So I think
Yeah.
because I look, Sideshow is getting expensive for me. I just cannot deal with Sideshow anymore. Their customer service is spot on, but when it comes to shipping and tax, no, I don't know. I got to slowly but surely kind of go away. So unless they do something like exclusive, then I got to go through Sideshow. But other than that, nothing.
Yeah, I like it. I don't have one retailer. I probably
Oh,
like
really?
this is my whole thing. Like I like to go from website to website and see who's the cheapest deal. Now the majority of my figures I have purchased from Toys Wonderland, and majority of them like I've done well on the prices from discount codes and just waiting and striking at the right time and stuff like that. And I've done pretty well. But like, look, I've definitely made mistakes as well. Definitely overpaid for that DX02, but I've definitely made it back as well. The from the savings from just waiting till Tito's drops down the price and getting it in there. Like, but
Yeah.
it helps with the points and stuff as well. But yeah, I like to scavenge. Just have to support the scavengers. Like 6 scale
Rat
scavengers.
scavengers. Man, I
Yeah.
wish. Where are they, man? They kind of been quiet.
Yeah, they did a show about maybe a month ago, maybe 2 months ago. But
Yeah.
they're not like, as far as I know, they're not done. But they still every so often they do shows. But they're like. They're the originals. They kind of really. I know that there was people before them, but they just I really like their vibe and how
I
they
love
put things
them.
across.
I
Yeah.
love their live streams. I hope we get
Yeah.
to see them more again in the future.
Hopefully. And you know who else? The 6 scale economist. Where's that
That's
guy?
another one. Great
Disappeared,
guy.
man. Yeah.
I from what I've heard, I think Pops said that he's living his best life now. So maybe
right.
he's kind of just taking a long
Yeah.
break from YouTube and trying to refocus his life. Maybe.
Yeah.
That's what I heard. But
I think he started during COVID, so he's probably bored, but he was really good. I like that guy.
he's really good, really smart guy.
Yeah, 100%. All right, so before we move on to the present, Bennikin, how are you? What's the most you've ever paid for a figure?
Oh my god.
Do you want to go on this one?
Let's see. The most I paid for a figure would probably be. I think that. How about you go first? Let me think about this. Because I gotta.
Well, I presume he's talking 6 scale because I have a
Yeah.
Mark III, but I'm pretty sure. I tend not to work backwards.
Yeah.
This was going for 1,000 over on eBay, and it was just one of the ones that I was like, I want it. I got it for $400 shipped from the States.
Wow.
I'll take that any day of the week. I was delighted.
Yeah.
I was looking for brand new, like the little round tab things weren't even tampered with. It was legit. Like, got a Shore Trooper for like €180, like the original Shore Trooper that was going for like 600.
Wow.
But the DX02. Not only was it probably the most underwhelming, the only time I bought a figure and unboxed and was disappointed. The only time I bought a Hot Toys item that I opened the box and I was disappointed by, and the fact that it's my favorite character and favorite rendition of the character, that was ugh. But it was about I think with shipping and everything, it was worked backwards. It's like $600. Yeah, so you can't win them all. But look,
yeah,
no, but, everyone knows that guy who places bets on horses and gambles, and he'll always tell you his wins. But
I know
that
exactly.
Loss,
so my most I've ever paid figure would probably the guy up top right there, the 2-pack Boba Fett. That was my most. I think I paid $540 for it shipped. So that's
still retail, isn't it? So
yeah. So that's the most expensive I paid for a figure, but
yeah. Commander Green wants to say, by the way, just wants to thank you, KG, for letting me share my photos in his group. There you go.
Oh,
Good
you're
stuff.
always welcome. Have you joined Shane? Have you joined the group or?
I didn't even know you had a group, man.
Oh,
I didn't
really?
even
Well, I
know.
gotta invite you. Well, I have a
Link me.
Facebook group, so
100%.
I'll let you guys know. Great, because I just want to. I'm seeing a lot of people, doing it, so I'm like, I might as well do it my own. I love seeing people's posts on my group, and you're
Yeah.
welcome. You're anytime,
What's the name of
whatever
the
you want to
group?
post. KG Collectors Group. That's it. KG's Collectors Group.
KG
It's simple.
Collectors Group. So it's on
Yeah.
Facebook, yeah?
Facebook. You find it, and
Good
I'll
stuff.
add you guys. Yeah.
100%. Thank you. So it's
Mhm.
a KG Collectors Group on Facebook. Brilliant.
Yeah.
Easy to
Thank you.
remember.
Yeah. There you go.
Man, you, Will, John, and soon Lael are all streaming at the same time. Lol,
Yeah.
I need more multiverse versions of myself. Who's that? Will,
Will's doing
John.
a lights, cameras, collect. I think
Oh
tonight.
right, yeah. That's probably my bad. I probably should have like looked closely at who's streaming, but it's very hard to
Yeah,
find a slot, like, you know.
it
But
is.
yeah. So then Triple G Comics, I'm rubbish at buying, almost all from eBay. Just placed a pre-order with 1/6 kit though. Right, so Triple G, if you could just type into the chat what the figure is, I'm curious now. And we're going to move on to the present. So
Yeah.
it started with Kylo Ren. Where are you at now? So maybe kind of walk me through like what you have incoming, how many figures you're at, do you have any vehicles, do you have any quarter scales, um, like display options, or you think anything? Where are you at now with it?
Yeah, it's a great question. So, right now I'm collecting Marvel, Star Wars, and DC. I'm sure you are too. So, but I have to be very selective. So, what I have right now is you see Qui-Gon right there. Had to get him. It's like some of the characters that I needed, like the OG6 is there. Anything from the prequels that I can get my hands on. I can't get those Anakin and Obi-Wan's. Not gonna pay those prices. But like the clone troopers, like Commander Cody, Rex, kind of like the main clones I buy. And then now Mando, I just received this one right here, the armor. I had
Got the
to get
armor.
her just because she's a Mandalorian. She's a key character in Star Wars, and she's right there with her other Mando buddies. And I'm also tomorrow I'm getting a Death Watch, so I'm pretty
Oh,
much in
right.
the Mando, but I have to be very careful with the Mando line because it's getting too much. I only pick anything that's key characters only, key
Yeah.
characters.
Yeah.
Then if there's a need for it, like I'm like you, I have like 3 sections. Like, do I love the source material? Do I love the character? Do I love the design of the character? So I'm like that
Yeah.
too. Like before I place anything, I have to think of that before actually pressing the
You have
pre-order
to, because
button.
otherwise you're just like getting caught up on the hype and then shelling out that cash and then getting something that you don't actually want. It just doesn't make any sense, like, you know.
It it
So
it,
yeah.
it really doesn't. So yeah, and now I think I'm 40 figures in. So 40
Yeah.
figures in right
That's
now.
some collection. That's some collection.
Yeah. Well, this is right now 19. I have the other half that's in California. So
Oh, right.
yeah. But now I'm getting to Spider-Man lane. Me and Riley, we're huge Spidey guys. So
Mm.
we're all fully into the Spider-Man line. We're gonna like the Doc Ock, the Green Goblin, Electro, like those are the 3 main figures, and then
Mm.
Toby and Andrew whenever they get those things get announced. But that's pretty much it. I mean, I think from now on too, like I guess we'll get into the future collecting as well. But yeah, I mean, I'm Marvel and DC right now. I think I have more Star Wars figures than I do with Marvel and DC right now,
Yeah, but
just
they're really
because
churning out loads of like Star Wars stuff, really, like The
they are.
Mandalorian,
They
the
are, and
amount that they've released everything.
I'm looking at your collection. I'm seeing, Marvel, Star Wars, and DC, and it's a great selection of figures, I must say.
Mm. Thank you.
So yeah, it's tough. You got to pick the only key characters, and I do
You
that. I don't
do?
pick.
Yeah.
I cannot buy a Stormtrooper. I cannot do that
Mm.
because it's like I just can't. I
Yeah.
can't do it.
And my troopers are like in an IKEA Millsbo down in the living room. It's
mm,
a lot of
yeah,
the furniture in the living room has kind of like, some of them have like kind of black trim and stuff. So it's like
right.
has black aluminium frames, and it's a glass cabinet with like 8 different spaces. So there's 8 troopers down there.
Wow.
I think there's the 2 troopers, the Remnant Trooper and Cody.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
They're going to be moved downstairs, and I'm
Okay.
picking up the Assault Tank Trooper and the Transport Trooper. So that's going to be like a trooper display
Right.
primarily down there. The goal
And
for it would be eventually to have 8 iconic characters down there. So like DX19, In Art Joker, Mark 47 with the Spider-Man Homecoming, because we're saying the same movie.
Right.
Vader, Bespin, Luke. So anyone who walks into the house will go, "That's Iron Man. That's Darth Vader." You know what I mean?
Right. The
Just
most obvious
iconic characters.
characters.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So the troopers will be back up here eventually.
Right. And yeah, and it's just that for me, it's like, look, people who collect troopers, I'm jealous. I am really, like, I wish I can collect different variants of troopers. I like to pick up 16 different troopers, so it's like I want all the troopers, but just with what is happening right now with specifically Star Wars and even Marvel, we're soon to be getting Toby and Andrew. Like, I got to get ready for those, and
Yeah.
you just can't collect everything. It's just
No,
not
you
feasible.
can't.
It's
Yeah.
not possible. In a perfect
Yeah.
world, maybe,
Yeah.
possibly, but just like, you got to pick your key characters, key moments.
This is it, and I'd imagine, like, if there came a time where I'd have to downsize. I hate to admit it, but I'd say, as much as I love troopers, they'd probably be the first to go. Like, am I going to let the Mark 6 Iron Man go over a Remnant Trooper? I'm not. So, like, they'd be the first to go. But people might be thinking, why'd you have your collection in the first place? Because I rather the, like, real life representation of troopers as opposed to Clone Wars. I don't get Clone Wars. I've never bought something from a Marvel TV show. I'm not a fan of the Justice League. So a lot of those things, some of the things I do like that I just don't get, and some of the things I just don't like, and that's thankfully, like the Clone Wars all look great, but just because it's Clone Wars, I was like, right, I'm not into that. These are all easy passes, and because, like, the people who are diehard Clone Wars fans, like, their wallets are getting hammered, like, and but like they love it, like, so they probably be looking at that same way as I look at, like, the X-19 and the Batpod here next to me. You know what I mean?
Right.
But
you got a second one coming in pretty soon too, right?
Yeah, because I mean, I have this pose. I show you the last time posed on the Batpod, and I have no desire to move him. I just think he looks deadly like that. And so the other one is destined to be paired with one of the Queen Studio Jokers, So
that DX19 is one of probably my favorite figure in the collection, I think, because that head sculpt. I'm sure you've seen it. It's like a 9.5 out of 10.
I plan on one day, like, walking it or just putting it in my pocket and stopping random people on the street and go, "Who that?" Because people would definitely know, like, and they'd also think you're crazy.
Crazy, like, you have a head.
Sorry, KG. Sorry,
no worries,
that's going to get annoying real fast.
No worries. No, I'm not annoyed at all. That's cool.
It's that time again. So we've done the past, and we're delving into the present at the moment. So you have the first two done. So the next question. Everyone has an opinion on this. It's been talked about to death, but we're going to do it again. I want your thoughts on InArt.
I think you know my thoughts about this, but I'm happy to repeat it. So for me, InArts, I think it's great we're having competition. Competition is a healthy thing, I think, because with Hot Toys not getting a lot of competition, they're just thinking like, oh, everybody loves our products, we'll just do lazy work. Like, for instance, a good example is the Mark 85. That was lazy. I mean, that sculpt changed everybody's, view of Hot Toys. Like, why would they do something and not alert us before they released it, right? So now with InArt in the picture, that first figure that they showed was the Heath Ledger figure. Blew me away. And Hot is like, oh shoot, so they're like, okay, if this company starts to, because we don't know yet, they're just showing things, right? They showed that, they showed the Gandalf, they showed the Pennywise, and soon to be the Batman figure, right? Now they're just showing. We just don't have anything in hand. So the first thing that's going to be in hand is going to be DX, the Heath Ledger Joker, and I know you have the one on pre-order. So
I went deep on that. I got the 2-pack rooted, and I actually went for sculpted as well.
You didn't go for rooted?
Sure. Okay. That's madness. But basically, I agree with, like, the vast majority of what you're saying. It's a major risk. But I do stay in my lane a lot. I was waiting for this Ledger. Didn't think it was going to come from InArt. I was waiting for that Hot Toys Joker 3.0. This was a pleasant surprise. Price tag, definitely steep, but if it turns out the way the prototype does, I'm delighted. But it's going to be a storm if it doesn't.
So wait, you got the rooted or not rooted?
I got the rooted two back and a
Okay.
separate single sculpted. Yeah,
Oh, wow.
yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Because
Okay.
I don't like. It's not. I don't like rooted hair. I rarely see a figure with rooted hair going, "Oh, that looks great."
But that
Um,
rooted hair on that figure is
yeah.
amazing.
No, like
Amazing.
again, there's just photos. But they did have video as well. It looked pretty neat in the video. Like, so if you can futz it a bit and get it to look like that, I'm willing to do that. But
Yeah.
I got the sculpt as well, just in case, like,
Just in case. Yeah.
And who knows, like, I could put a sneaky one when I get it. Like, okay, I was about to say I won't unbox it and I'll watch other people unbox it and see and hear the complaints and all that kind of stuff and decide, okay, that's mint in box. Then I can unbox the better one. You know what I mean? But I don't think I'll have the patience for that. Like, I really don't think I'll
Right.
have the patience for that, unless
Yeah.
hopefully I'm obviously not going to be the first person to get it. So
Right.
hopefully I can get to see what it looks like in other reviews. And, if there's one that's the better version, I'll open that and then pass on, maybe hold the
Yeah.
other version and pass it on, because I, I do think it's going to be good.
And I hope I'm wrong. I really hope I'm wrong.
Yeah.
I hope it turns out great, because the last thing I want is for a collector to get in hand and be like, "Oh, this is a horrible product. How can I
Mm.
trust this
Like,
this
do you
company?"
think it's going to turn out bad?
Well, here's how I think. When a company first starts making figures or anything, the first thing is always going to be the worst, because they're starting it out, right? If the figure comes out great, aesthetically it looks amazing, just it's close or exactly like the prototype, that's great. However, how's the body going to be? What's the body quality? Is it going to be like all loosey goosey? Is it like how would we know? Once we get the figure, we have to test the joints. Is it cheap quality body? Things like that come in my mind, and I hope I'm wrong. I hope it's like almost a 10 out of 10, because nothing's perfect in life, right? So
Mm-hmm.
all close to 10 out of 10 figure. But yeah, I'm just hoping for the best for this company. Who knows? I mean, I'm intrigued to see what they will do for the Bruce Wayne Christian Bale Batman. Let's see what they do with that. So
Yeah, it's like they've made strange moves. Like they tease the Robert Pattinson, like,
suit,
funeral coat.
the suit, yeah, that's all they teased.
I think what's happening there is they've probably heard people on streams complain that Hot Toys never communicate with us
Makes
directly. So now
right.
Queen Studios are trying to do that, but
They're being transparent. Yeah, so they're definitely there.
they wouldn't go that far. I definitely wouldn't go that far. The whole 3 day window thing was shady. I personally didn't care. I
Yeah,
really didn't care. But like, I was in a position to not care. I had money
right,
set
right, right.
aside because I was avoiding other things that I liked but I didn't love. I was waiting for this, and I was like, right. The only difference it meant that I got all my ducks in a row quick, because if I could
Right.
have thrown a deposit on it, and then I get stung for maybe I don't know where I'm going to be in 3 months' time. I don't know, like, you never know, something your car could break down or something like
Yeah,
that. You might have issues, but it's done now anyway, and it's paid off, and I don't have to worry about it. But yeah, definitely a risk. 100% would not recommend. Don't do it, but I do. But
yeah.
I recognize it's a risk, and like
It is, but
I always said it right from the start. Even if you go back to any of the live streams on Collectors Lounge, like, I've always said it was a risk. I do think it's going to be good, but I don't know. You know what I mean?
right.
So I wouldn't try to enable anyone on it, but I just think, man, those prototypes,
It
it
looks
looks fantastic. And the thing
phenomenal.
is, for me, with a figure like that, I don't really need it to articulate that much. I need
No.
it to be able to stand there, open up the coat with the grenades and the
Right.
drawstring. I need it to be able to sit down and clap. And the third one, I need it to be standing there, like in the seat. The scene, he's holding the machine gun, and
Yes.
very simple stuff. I'm never going to pose him doing a backflip because it wouldn't make sense.
I mean,
Yeah.
that whole
So
hit me scene, that whole like intense scene with the Bat Pod
yeah,
is just the Dark Knight trilogy. I don't care what you say. It's the one of the best, if not the best trilogy of all
yeah.
time.
It's my favorite trilogy. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
definitely my favorite
So
trilogy.
it's
Yeah, he's a psychopath. He played it really well. Keith has a question for you. So, what is KG's dream figure for Hot Toys to make?
mm.
Anything they're unlikely to make that you'd love to see?
Well, actually, I want Shane. I want you to go, because I gotta think of mine, because there's a lot of great stuff. I just gotta think what to pick. If you were to guess a figure,
I don't know. It's a dream figure. I'm going to go with this because it would be funny. Zoe Kravitz Catwoman. It's a bit of a dream.
there you go.
Um, like it like they have said. like that Batman, if it turns out the way the images look, and the fact that they've upgraded it without actually being asked and no one griping, it looks fantastic. They've also teased numerous times that there's more stuff from the Batman coming, so apparently
Right.
they're going to make the Batmobile fine. But like, it makes logical sense that they'd make at least the Riddler and Selena Kyle. It doesn't make sense if they don't make Selena Kyle. It
Right.
doesn't, So for me, if they nail that head sculpt now, in fairness, it if they do, it's going to be very difficult because like Zoe Kravitz is beautiful. It's going to be very hard for them to capture her likeness. But I hope they do, and that'll be one which originally I thought they're definitely going to make this. They have to, but time's gone on a bit, and then I start reminding myself that they did tease a DeLorean, and 7 years later they get it. But I don't want
Yeah.
them in
Right.
7 years' time. I want them to, drop a few pictures of it now, like, and at least have it on pre-order before the end of the year. Like,
Are you getting that, or are you skipping on that
the
DeLorean?
which
The DeLorean. Are you picking up the DeLorean, or
no.
okay?
It's
Yeah.
I don't like Back to the Future enough to justify it. I mean,
Yeah.
if I was getting a vehicle, like I have the Batpod, I'd probably pick up a speeder at some stage. But in terms of vehicle, the Tumbler is what I'm going to be getting. But I
Yeah.
I don't know where to display it. Like when I buy something, I instantly know, right? If I've ordered something, I already know how I'm going to display it, where I'm going to display it.
Right.
For example, if I end up, let's say, the In-Art Joker, they knock it out of the park, and I've ordered the 2-pack rooted and a single sculpted, I already know exactly where the 3 of them are going to go. One of them is going to go downstairs in my icons display, next to one of the DX19s.
Yeah.
Another one of them is going to be front and center, standing up here. And another
Right.
one, the one with the diorama, I could just put that next to my computer here. That's the type of thing. Even if you had one figure, even if you weren't a collector, you could get that for like, someone could get that for their boyfriend or husband or wife or whatever. If they're diehard fans, you just put it like in their office. It'd be a really cool piece just to have on the side,
Yeah.
like, show a bit of personality, whatever. But yeah, I've just addressed some of these comments here. So, sorry, what did you did? You didn't actually? You were trying to give away with an answer.
I picked. So there's 2. One, you know me, I'm a DC fan, I'm a Marvel fan, and I have Thanos. I need a DC villain. I need a Darkseid. I want a Darkseid figure. Second would be Mace. Mace Windu. Give me away Mace Windu. Would be good. Would be a good turn.
Mace is coming. There's no
Mace,
way. Mace is coming.
they gotta make a
this
Mace.
second wave, it's coming. Yeah, I think
so,
that's.
but-
I think you can definitely anticipate that. Okay, so Ryan Smith, looking forward to In-Art Joker. No surprises there, Ryan. I definitely thought you would be. I said it as if I know you, but I kind of know you from the chats. I kind of know what you're about. What's up? Look at my guys go Visions. Let's get it. Riley, you're on my hit list as well. You're part of what I call the
Yes.
Magnificent Seven. Brief little segue here. So a few months ago, I think when the channel was only a few weeks old, I was in this room. I was just, I think I was unboxing some things and reposing some stuff and organizing stuff. And I was listening to Will Foxification live. It was during the day. He was streaming a bit early because I believe it was the Super Bowl Sunday. And he had to stream a bit early because people would be watching. But
yeah.
Lael was on there, and I commented, and he shut the stream down. He said, "Okay, folks, if you haven't followed at 16Figure Focus on Instagram, he does some amazing 6K photography. And if you follow his YouTube, he's just starting. He's got some great content." So, because it happened live, it was like, this is so cool. Like, I'm here, just listen to them live, and then they're in America and they've noticed something I'm doing, and they give me the shout out. I think I think maybe you or Riley held up the Instagram page or YouTube.
One of us did.
The screen.
One of us.
So it was like, it was Will, Lael, Riley, KG, Brother Cousins, Mario, and Mafia. They're the 7. So they're on my hit list. So if they're watching now, or if you ever catch this on the rewind, all those people I want to get on Visions, because it's a nice little memory. Okay, so don't forget to like and subscribe to both of these legends in the 6K. Thank you, Riley. Good stuff. And Riley, we're going to get you on this. You're on the hit list. Dark Knight Trilogy is the GOAT.
It's the best.
Good stuff. Okay, so that brings us on to, we've dealt with the past, we've dealt with the present, and the trickier one, the sustainable one.
Yeah.
So this is the one where do you see it in 10 years' time? Do you have no figures, or do you have no money? It's pretty much going to go one of two ways.
Here's the thing. I'm going to be homeless with a bunch of boxes with me. That's
Yeah,
that's how
yeah,
it's gonna go.
yeah.
No,
You have one a shopping trolley and the
yeah, with
shopping trolley
with the
full of
shopping, like I no, I have
with
like
the
three of them.
shippers, with the
Yeah, with
shippers,
the shipper
in
box. Yeah,
case you want
there
to
you
resell
go.
them. Yeah,
Got to
yeah,
keep them. Yeah. So, no, it's a great question. Because we do think about it. Like even though we're thinking about the present, but we also got to think of the future. How we're gonna afford these things, and that comes down to I think the most talked thing when it comes to collecting is pre-ordering. Pre-ordering is something that a lot of us have done, and I'm not doing it anymore. I don't know about you, Shane, but I'm slowly but surely not pre-ordering. I'm not even pre-ordering anything. Like
Mhm.
nothing that because right now the market's so oversaturated that I'm not even worrying about pre-orders right now.
Yeah.
Like I could care less.
I
So
pre-ordered one thing during the week for the first time in a long time. And the reason I did it is because I noticed the Devil's Workshop had it for like, I think it was like $85 cheaper than
mm,
Sideshow. It was the Batman and Bat Signal.
oh
That was
yeah,
one that I saw. I was like, yeah, that's as good as a Dopo, but I just don't Dopo or really pre-order. And I just put it on a really long 10-month payment plan, so I won't
payment
even
plan.
notice it. So chip away,
Right,
because I still want to avail of the payment plan, but I don't want to do that at the start of the 18-month journey. I want to do it. Say initially, I would have like, okay, I'm definitely going to get that. I'm not going to change my mind because I'm fairly
right,
the decisive, like when it comes to things I like, kind of like yourself. It's like I want that in my collection, and I used to just write, I'll lock that in. I'll get it paid out of the way quickly, so I don't have to worry about it. But then
right,
you had it paid off in 6 months, and then still had to wait 12 to 18 months. Whereas now I'm
right,
like, if I just flipped on its head, just order at the latter 6 months, you'll still pay the same amount. You'll still
right,
chip away. You're not going to get a big bill, and you'll still lock it in. And but like I like when the figure gets released, like, oh, I got that paid off. I would
right.
not like if I was an NRD pre-orderer, because then like let's say you have 5 NRDs, and then they all release the same month. That's crazy, like,
No,
you know.
that's the thing too. Like because me and my dad we're both collecting this, and we love what we collect, and he thinks like I don't think you should pre-order anymore because these NRDs will add up and we'll get a huge bill at the end. So I was like, yeah, you're right, we should stop pre-ordering things. So yeah, and then Lael and the great Lael and Will kind of convinced me not to do it as well. So I was this close into pre-ordering the Batman fairs. I'm like, no, it's gonna be there, just be patient.
It
Patience
will,
is the
it
key.
will.
So yeah, even Riley's not pre-ordering. I think the last time I pre-ordered something was December of last year, and that's the last
Right.
time I pre-ordered. So I feel good about it. Like I feel like I'm not losing money left and
Yeah.
right. Losing NRDs, because here's the thing: if you're slowly accumulating a lot of NRDs, because look, we're getting a lot of announcements. So and now since the market's so oversaturated, there's no need to pre-order. These
No.
things hit in stock and it's there. Some figures you should worry about is like the Death Strange. I don't think they're gonna make a lot of Death Stranges. So if you want to pre-order that, you might, but I just wait till close to the announcement. Then
Yeah,
you can
there's no
check it out.
reissue happening there either. Like,
Yeah,
that's
but if I'm gonna pre-order something now, I know that I'm gonna get it. Like for instance, the Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield. I'm gonna hit those pre-order buttons because I know that I'm gonna get those no matter what. I'm gonna cancel anything else. I have to get those two. So like things like that, like I'm for certain that I'm gonna get those. Yeah, I'm gonna pre-order them. So yeah, but things like with Hot Toys, that's a safe bet. But with statues, thank gosh, and you and I were not on statues, because if we were in statues, we'd be collecting a lot of NRDs.
and
So
I will say I will never collect statues. And I hope someone
you heard it
snips
here,
that and
folks.
keeps
You
it.
heard it here,
Yeah,
folks.
never collect statues. And it's not because I don't like them. They look amazing. They look
Oh, they're
amazing,
amazing.
but no. I'm always more attracted to it's not even like, okay, obviously statues. Pricier, they take up more space, fine, but it's not even that. I
Right.
like that you can move and articulate the figure. It's like
That's the thing,
that's the
man.
fun part. That's the part where, it's like 10 figures in one. There's so many different poses you can do. I love that. I think that's, it maybe taps into I think it definitely from when I was a kid, like even some figures like had the moving limbs and other ones are just little, like
Right.
just fixed pieces. And I was like, that just doesn't
Right.
look like,
Right.
that's just me. Yeah.
Me and you have the same thought process. Like for me, it's like, okay, statues are great, but you can't change that pose. At
No.
some point, you're gonna be bored of that pose and you're gonna sell it. That's how
Mm-hmm.
I think. Like for me, like
Mm-hmm.
I always change it up. I change it up my shop like every day. I'm like, I gotta change a pose. I gotta change a pose because I want to, have I want to. The great thing about figures is that you can give it a new life, give it a new form. So like
Yeah,
for instance,
yeah,
like the Mark 85, I had him in a like a power pound pose, and then now he's in a sort of like two hands up doing
yeah.
this. So like I love that because your imagination goes wild, and you think of great poses. So that's what I love about figures, and I think I'm with you. Like figures are going to be, I think, in my future. Like I just love playing with them, and as a kid, I've
Mhm,
always been playing with figures, and
mhm.
I want to keep continuing that. And
And you see yourself like, say, do you think you'll still be collecting in 5 years?
it's and that's a tricky question because I'm young, and I'm still in high school, so it's gonna get hard because the tuition and things like that,
Hmm.
and so money's gonna be tough for the next couple of years.
Hmm.
Maybe I might give it a
Hmm.
pause
Right.
for a little while and then come back to it. I don't think I'll ever stop collecting, but
Yeah.
for sure there will be pauses.
And
That
when you
that's
say high school, like, like, are you like, is that like university or is actual high school?
actual high school,
Oh,
actual high school.
wow.
Like
Yeah, yeah.
yeah,
So
so
you're very young then.
yeah, so
You
I'm
have your
I'm
whole life ahead of
still
you.
yeah. So I
Yeah.
still have a little bit left. So I
Yeah,
have a
yeah,
long way
yeah,
to
yeah, yeah.
go.
Yeah, yeah.
And
But that's really interesting because the reason I say that
yeah,
is because, like, even say when I was growing up, like, they like, you know, this was like back in the Super Nintendo, the SNES, the Mega
yes,
Drive, the first
yeah.
PlayStation, which are now vintage to you. Like, I was never a gamer. I never had a Mega Drive.
Oh
I
my
never
god,
had a SNES. I never had a PlayStation. I think at one stage I bought a PlayStation 2, but that's because they had a really cool, they had a Dark Knight game on it that I wanted to play. And like gamers will tell you it wasn't a good game. It's just because I liked that. But like I was
yeah,
never into the gamers. So I think so many younger people, it's more of the digital. Whereas
yeah,
you still like the kind of like they're kind of dated. There's something vintage almost, even though like these are like the cutting edge of
right,
engineering and design and everything. But that's unique. Like yourself and Riley are unique.
yeah.
I think young people like.
Right. But man, I gotta be honest with you. Like I like video games, but I'm bad at them. I'm not good at video games.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
suck
yeah,
at it. I just get nervous every time I'm playing with
yeah,
somebody. Like I don't know what to do, and
yeah,
that's why I sold my PlayStation. Just like I'm not good at it. Might as well just sell it and use it
yeah,
towards
yeah,
funding my collection. So
yeah.
yeah, we're all pretty much almost the same as far as collecting and how we with
Hmm.
video games. So yeah,
Yeah.
to me, it's like because right now Star Wars is the main talk. Everyone loves talking Star Wars, but I have a feeling one day, Shane, the Dark Knight is going to come back, where DC is going to get its shine one day. I have a feeling. I know DC has been getting a lot of rough years right now, but at some point, DC is going to be the new Star Wars at some point.
Listen,
So give it time.
every
Give it
now
time.
and then DC, like, as in I'm not even, it'd be unfair to even include the 1989 Batman or Batman Returns. It'd be too obvious to include the Dark Knight trilogy. Every now and then DC turns out a gem like Joker or
Yeah.
a gem like the Batman, and that's going to
Right.
trilogy. So I reckon the time, everyone's talking, a lot of people, I've heard a lot of people say the same thing. I think that time is happening now. I think Matt Reeves is going to do the follow up. It's been confirmed. It's probably
Right.
going to get a trilogy. I reckon that's going to be a solid few films, and who knows what will happen
Right.
from them.
Right.
So at the moment, say like in the short term future,
Yeah.
how do you see like your collecting sustainable? Like say like I see your detox are getting full there. Is it a case like you have some
Yeah.
in California and keep some here, or is there
Yeah.
would you consider
Oh, so
other
you're
sort of
saying
shelving?
so here's the thing. At some point these collections are going to come together. Oh, sorry. These are going to come together. And at some point, once I'm done with high school, then once I can bring all the shelves together, there might be a possibility I might sell a few things. I know I said that everything I buy into the keep, but space is a
And life?
huge
Yeah,
issue. And
yeah,
life happens. Life
yeah,
happens, and
yeah.
you got to make the tough choices, unfortunately. So that might happen in
Which
the future.
brings us to my next question. This one is going to be a staple, folks, and I would really, really like if everyone in the chat participates with this. This is like one of my favorite um, questions to ask six scale collectors. I asked this I think it was about maybe 2 years ago on one of the 6 scale scavengers live streams, and I think it was the first comment any live streamers ever read out that I wrote. But so now, touch wood, just gonna have to. I'm gonna say something a little bit dark, but we're not gonna panic. Hypothetically, I hope this never happens. That your house is on fire.
Oh God.
And you have time to grab 3 6 scale figures. Only 3.
Oh no.
You only have 3 to grab. You do have enough time to safely grab 3, but that's it. What are your 3 fire figures? And I don't mean fire in the same way that you and Riley throw that word around. I mean actual that you protect from fire. And the chat can. I'm gonna. While you think about that, I'm gonna address the chat.
Yeah, go for it. That's a question right there.
Obi says, "Great show, guys. I just did an NRD pre-order with a company once. All 3 figures came at the same time. Had the money, but it hurt. Yeah, exactly. I feel that. If a figure is about 250, I'll buy it outright. Higher price figures, I'll place on a payment plan. Yeah, William. Yeah, 100%, man, 100%. That's kind of like I'm getting away from pre-ordering. Obviously, I did pre-order something like I said for the first time in months. But that's an expensive piece. It's nearly 500. Like I think it was 415 or something like that. But we're in same kind of ways of thinking. Yeah. Same Shane. I have over 30 Star Wars statues in storage. Human likenesses are far better on Hot Toys. Also, Best Car Kid. I'm just going to do a sidetrack here. I follow Best Car Kid on Instagram. If you haven't, follow Best Car Kid on
please
Instagram.
Do.
He's a staple in the community. That dude's quads, man. Holy crap, man.
Oh,
insane. Like,
insane.
as in, like, the guy is obviously physically fit, but my God, like his quad, like, there are other quads around the gym that are probably scared of his quads, man. So I salute you, sir.
Every day is leg day for him. Every day is leg day.
Every day is leg day. So Doc Smizzle says, thought you were a freshman in university at least. That's what I said. He's a wise head on young shoulders. It's a good thing to be. Damn, I thought KG. All right, so I'm gonna skip the ones that are just giving you stick.
No worries. No worries.
I'm almost 50 and my collecting has gone through so many changes. Just enjoy the time. Exactly. Yeah, exactly. So Cam's collection is in.
Hey.
Stuff. My PS5 Cam's collection. Sorry, going back to Cam's collection. You're not escaping. Actually, I've got to go back to Doc's Mizzle as well. Cam's collection. Yeah, we spoke on Instagram. Cam's collection. I've got to hunt down those magnificent 7. Yes. You are one of 7, and then I'm definitely Cam's going to come on as well. Doc's Mizzle. My youngest, I meant oldest, I think it's a reference to something else. Doc's Mizzle, love to have you in the show as well. Again, another staple in the collecting community. He's starting to live stream with different people as well. But yeah, so I definitely would love to do. I want to hear people's stories. I like hearing people's stories. PS5 is a dust collector. Lol, I just use it to turn the Luke lights to my DTOF more than play it. All right, so you use the PS5 to control the lights. Would that be right?
I don't know about that. I have that's a new one. I'm hearing. I've never heard of that.
Turn on the Luke lights. I wonder, is there a Bluetooth function or something on it that can control something? Yeah. Renz is here.
Hello, Renz.
Who else? I'm trying to just get through the chat is actually just blowing up here. So, Marco, yo.
Hey, Marco.
yo yourself. Did you ever see Marco's mustache? Yeah, I was there the day.
God,
like, clean shaved. It's immense. Like it's immense. It's immense. Game for he's 41. He doesn't look 41. No,
no, he doesn't.
No. I save my DX. Actually, that brings us. Yeah, and yeah, that's the Phantom Menace one?
Yes, it's the Phantom Menace one. Yeah.
So, KG, your 3 fire figures.
First one, DX19. That's a must. I gotta get that. OG Mando, and then Superman. The Justice League Superman. Those 3.
The blue on that is just
that vibrant
yeah.
blue
Yeah.
is phenomenal. Absolutely phenomenal.
I haven't really. I actually, that was one question I didn't actually answer. I didn't think of that. Well, you know, anyone who's followed my channel knows that the Mark 6
Yes.
is
Yeah.
100%. Like, if something happens in my life where I have to sell everything, maybe someone gets sick or I get sick or whatever, God forbid, but and I do sell everything,
Okay.
that would be the one I'd hang on to. I just,
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense.
yeah, I just love that Spider-Man. I think it's
I know.
amazing.
It looks good.
It's just it's there's so many layers on it, but it doesn't look bulky, and that's a
Right,
testament to the engineering
exactly.
that goes into it.
It's very form
Like,
fitting, which is great.
and he's a science book. Like, I'm a science teacher.
There you
It's just
go.
I'm nerding out over that stuff.
What's
Like,
great, it actually has like writing in it too, which is insane.
it's
It's absolutely
crazy.
insane.
All the chemical equations are wrong, though. I'll have you know. Joking. I think after that, I think I'm with you. The DX19. Yeah.
Yeah,
I think
come on.
they're because they'd be three solid representations. You know, you'd have Iron Man, you'd have Spider-Man, and you'd have yeah, and Batman, obviously. Yeah.
The DX19, you're not gonna get that suit in a long time. Like, you gotta
No,
get it now. This is
unless in art do it, but like I don't care. Nah.
I'm not interested in arts.
Yeah, like it's. I mean, like we've had this conversation already. I have ordered the Joker. It's like, yeah, fine, but no, I'm not going to be. I think these people are saying like that, like in art is a threat to hot toys. I don't think they really understand economics or anything. And like, I'm not an expert either, but hot toys already have a tradition and a history in the factories. They have the supply lines. They have their like their shipping, their distributors and everything. All these contracts, they've all these things. Like, they've been doing it for years. They've obviously got better and more efficient at it. You can't just come in and be the best. That's like,
They're the
I
biggest
know.
1/6 scale company right now, so
Yeah.
there's no need for them to worry right now. They have like 80
Yeah.
pre-orders, so it's
no. I obviously
no
fingers
worries.
crossed, toes crossed that it does turn out like the prototype. But yeah,
yeah.
I think we no one wants to hear us talk about that anymore.
Mario is in the chat. Mario, thanks for joining. Focus question. Let's go.
We have the last focus question. So just to recap, the 5 focus questions that I asked KG, he had no idea. I didn't tell him what they were. I gave him an example of one that I didn't use. So the first one was what was his impressions or what was his opinion on Toys Wonderland. The second one was who's his go-to retailer. So, spoiler, folks, it was not Toys Wonderland. What's his thought on the in-art Joker? What were his 3 fire figures? And if, God forbid, anything happened, his house on fire, you had time to grab 3. What would you grab?
Right.
This next one. So this is an interesting one. And like, you're probably being a little bit under pressure now because I know you're friends with a lot of these YouTubers. It's a tough one.
Okay. I gotta hear it.
It's a tough one. And you can't say me, you know, but you're giving advice to a new 1/6 scale collector. And they're curious. They want to see unboxings and they want to see reviews and they want to get involved in the community. What 3 YouTubers are you going to recommend?
God.
That's a horrible question for you. Horrible. Absolutely horrible.
It's just like, it's, oh my God. We're doing this live as well. So this is great. It's going to be all over the groups. Like, KG picked these 3 and not the others. So it's
if you're not comfortable with it, you don't have to answer it. But,
no, it's okay. Yeah. Well, here's the thing. I'll give you all 3 of them. Ready? All of them are great.
That was quick. Okay.
All of them. Yeah. So no, because look, every single content creator and even you are unique. Everyone has a different style, which I love.
Yeah.
It's hard to pick one. True. I mean, you got Leia with his posing videos. You got you who just evaluates and now analyzes the figures. You don't go straight to the unboxing stuff. That's great what people are doing, but I want to see like different. I want to see something different, And every single one of you, like the as you say, the Magnificent 7, which you are in it. Everyone is different, and I love that. So all of them, it's hard to pick, and it's just everyone has their unique way. Now, if it was all the same, then it might be a little easier. But everyone is unique in their own way. Yeah. So it's hard. That's
a very diplomatic question. That a different diplomatic answer. That's fair enough. I don't. That was probably a mean one now, but there's right. So we'll go through some of these chats here, and before we wrap it up. So 3 figures, that's so damn hard, but yet he answers it. This is brilliant. Jinner, so Patrol Trooper, Rogue One, Vader. I don't have a Vader. I'm hoping they get one from the Kenobi show. So I plug the USB into the back of, that's it. I see. Yeah, that makes sense then because the power comes from the
Right. Okay.
PS5. Mario, really looking forward to tomorrow night. These
Cannot
hopefully these
wait.
streams are going to be
Cannot wait.
unique. But no, definitely thanks for agreeing. Mario, just in case anyone doesn't know, is going to be on episode 2 of Visions, which is tomorrow at 6 p.m. Greenwich Mean Time, which is 11 a.m. Pacific Time, and that would be 1 p.m. New York or Eastern Time. So,
Yeah.
Collector Joey, how are you?
Thanks for joining.
And trying to see, a lot of these people are chatting towards each other, so I'm just picking up the ones
Right.
who are going to ask questions. William Owens says, I have more valuable figures, but I would grab the Mark 1. I like this guy because he's not going for the valuable, and I didn't go for the valuable. I don't think you went for the valuable either. Although, well, the Mark 6 is quite valuable, but it was from the the
From
heart
the
is
heart.
yeah,
Yeah. It's
exactly.
just
Captain America: First Avenger, Mark 1, and the Winter Soldier. Good stuff. The most satisfying sound. Oh, that must be the Boba Fett. He must
yeah.
be once he
The
has to
Boba
be taught
Fett.
one more time just for
Oh,
him.
the Django. There you
Sorry,
go.
I keep cutting you off.
It's
Sorry.
okay. It's okay. It's okay. I'm okay
Oh
with it.
god.
I'm okay
Oh
with it.
god, it's a great sound. So this guy, Funky Cole Sanda, he just jumped on that grenade for you. So he
Just
says
goes.
Justin Mafia and Lael Rockwell. That's an eclectic bunch, but yeah, again, you like they all have their own things. Like they all have their own. Lael is like I think he's like the
See,
communion
here's the thing.
maestro. He brings people together. He finds new YouTubers. He's so positive and welcoming. And then Mafia is like his production value is just insane. Like, do you ever hear him talk? Like his voice is smooth as silk with that mic he's got, and so his production value is insane. And then Justin, sure, look, when I was buying that, when I ordered that from Sideshow, and I had to wait like 12 months, I was like, what is this about? I just wanted to see what it looked like, and sure enough,
Right.
all those years ago, Justin popped up, and he just does very comprehensive reviews.
Yeah.
Leia will be looking for more than 10% if you don't select them. No, KG was. See, this is it.
That's
A
the thing.
wise head on young shoulders.
Yeah.
He had a very diplomatic answer. Mafia boss. I like the way people are actually answering this. Mafia boss and collector. Another guy. Speaking of people with smooth voices, TK421 collectibles. Justin for unboxing and live stream. Lael and Mafia for content and streams. The support. Lael and Mafia are going to love this. And Justin, uh, this is hilarious because every time I see 6 scale reviews, or even if I message them, I think, is this Dan or Dre? And I'd say if they had $1 for every time someone asked them a question, they'd be like, they'd be
Yeah.
sponsored.
That's why whenever I text 6 curves, I'm like, is this Dan or Dre? Just want to make sure who I'm talking to.
Yeah.
So
And I'm hoping to have two of them. They're penciled in for episode 3 next weekend. And
great.
I'm pretty sure the weekend after I've got I know Lael is going to be on it as well in episode 4, and then Iron Logan as well. But next weekend, episode 3 is 6 scale reviews on Visions with hopefully Dan and Dre. But that would be great. That said, I watch everyone. Yeah, good stuff. Clipper King, I think he's the guy from the UK. I remember watching some of his videos from and it's
Yeah.
Dan. We have a Dan.
Dan.
Dan
There
is
you
in the
go.
building.
There you
Okay.
go.
So the future, we've wrapped up the
Yes.
past, present, and the future. KG, just before we wrap up, I really do appreciate you taking the time for jumping on. Just always appreciate chatting to you, and it's very nice. The first one went relatively smooth. I don't think I come off
Yeah.
as a complete amateur with all this
No, man.
internet
This is
juggling that
great.
I'm doing.
You're doing great.
Thank you. So I've got just on the bottom there, I want everyone, if you haven't already done so, subscribe to KG Collector on YouTube and follow him at KG_collector on Instagram. What's going up on your channel?
Well, let me just say before that I this is a huge honor, and I've had so much fun doing this, and I think we should see more live streams like this, because learning the history of a collector and how they started and how they're going is just the best thing, and their future of collecting, the strategies. It's great to learn other collectors, how they collect and how they started. So appreciate you doing this. This is great. But as far as my channel, I am going to be doing I wouldn't say, because I want to be unique as much as possible, but I'll be doing an unboxing, sort of like posing session for this figure whenever I have the time. And then I have another figure coming in tomorrow. And then me and Riley, we plan on doing, I think, another live. We might be doing 2 live streams next week. We might be doing like an Obi-Wan Kenobi live stream, and then a just a Wonder Twins episode, which is going to be on a Thursday, 11 p.m. Eastern time and 8 p.m. Pacific Western time. So if y'all want to join that, please do. Make sure you guys follow and subscribe to Riley Reviews as well, my other half of the Wonder Twin. And make sure you guys hit that like button on this live stream. And make sure you guys subscribe to the 1/6 Figure Focus, because the guy is talented, love his content. And if you guys want to get some good content, make sure you guys go check out this channel, because it's definitely there. It is definitely there.
Thank you, man. I appreciate that. I appreciate that.
And
it's okay.
I cannot wait. No, it's not. It's amazing. Okay. But it's
thank you.
And before I close it off, I just want to say I cannot wait to see Mario's and whoever the next one is. And yeah, I cannot wait to watch them.
That's actually a perfect segue. But like, just because I know the people in the chat love this, I think everyone in the chat, I think it's safe to say, give us a thumbs up in the chat if we love this sound.
It's the best sound. It's the best sound.
I'm surprised I don't get caught for copyright in my my intros. So okay, yeah. So go into banners. Right. So first of all, I'm gonna basically, if you want to follow my channel, obviously on YouTube, I'm 1/6 Figure Focus, and over on Instagram at 1/6 Figure Focus. I have a lot of stuff's coming up on the channel, and I'm just going to outline this weekend. I'm dedicating to the channel. So what I mean by that is I started off on Instagram doing 1/6 scale photography, and I haven't taken photos in too long. And the last few weeks I've been saying, yeah, I must get around to that. So I'm going to dedicate a few hours to take some photos of the mustard trooper that I got in. And of course, you can't have mustard without ketchup. I'm going to take photos of Rocket and the Iron Patriot together. Ooh. And the DX-19. So I'm going to, there should be a photo dump on Instagram. So if you want to check that out over on Instagram at 1/6 Figure Focus. As far as the YouTube channel is concerned, I have to cut a pre-order preview of The Dead Strange. I haven't done it. That should be done tomorrow and live by tomorrow evening. Live streams, obviously this is new, so that's why I haven't done that pre-order preview. Live streams coming up. Episode 2 of Visions is tomorrow with Mario El Profesoro, and just to make sure I get the times right, so starting with my own time zone and working my way north, south, east, west. 6 p.m. Greenwich Mean Time, which would be 1 p.m. Eastern Time, which would be 11 a.m. Pacific time. So yeah. I think I've got all those time zones right. So that would be Mario on episode 2 of Visions live stream. That'll be tomorrow. Episode 3 is going to air next Saturday. So I believe that is, I think, what's today? Is today the 10th? Yeah, today's not Saturday 11th. So it'll be the 18th of June, would be Dan and Dre from 6 Scale Reviews.
Oh, let's go. Okay.
And I think that pretty much, oh yeah, and I'll be on Collector's Lounge as well, where it all started, on Sunday with Lael and Killicam and Ben, the attention seeking geek. Now, before I go, I have to call out some YouTubers. Look, I'm not the type to get involved in the beef, but I just have to do it. So if you're watching, Lael, Riley, Brother Cousins, Mario's ticked off the box. So we've got 2 out of the Magnificent 7. So I'm waiting on, Will, Lael, Brother Cousins, Riley, and Mafia. Got to call you out.
Yeah.
Big drama here. You give me my shout out and got my start on my channel. So massive beef here. We're going to have beef unless you come on Visions. So I'm throwing down the gauntlet here. I'm stirring the pot. I want you on Visions. I have a lot of time and respect for you all. And basically, my channel wouldn't be what it is now. It's still small, but growing. And I wouldn't be having this amount of fun if it wasn't for that day when you all kind of gave me the shout out. And I always go back to the roots and appreciate that. So I'd love to have you on different episodes of Visions. I know Mario's on tomorrow, and I know Lael just said sign him up. So that would be 3 out of the 7 then. I think Riley be game as well.
Riley, so definitely. Riley will be game. Yeah.
So then it's Mafia, Will, and Jay. So they're the people we gotta.
There you go.
They've been called out. They've been called out. So there you go. What can you do? All right, folks. I think we're going to leave it there. So thank you very much. And just in my own kind of traditional fashion, suppose we'll catch you in the next one. Good luck.